infectious killer, as well as accelerates global efforts to end the epidemic. In the paper that follows, Natalie Njoma tells us more about World TB Day.
Every March 24, the World Tuberculosis Day, a global event, is commemorated to raise awareness about the disease tuberculosis, efforts to eliminate it. This year's World TB Day is holding on the theme, Yes, We Can End TB, led by countries, powered by people. It's a bold call to action and a message of hope, affirming that it is possible to get back on track and turn the tide on the TB epidemic, even in a challenging global environment. With decisive country leadership, increased domestic and international investment, rapid uptake of new World Health Organization recommendations and innovations, accelerated action and strong multi-sectorial collaboration, ending TB is not just aspirational, but it is achievable. According to health experts, TB remains one of the world's leading infectious killers, with over 10.7 million people falling ill and 1.23 million deaths in recent times. However, with decisive country leadership, increased invention and rapid uptake of new recommendations and innovations, ending TB is an achievable state. Meantime, as Cameroon joins their international counterparts to commemorate the World TB Day, health stakeholders have urged the population and actors involved in the fight of TB to integrate TB services into primary healthcare and communities, rapidly deploy new diagnostic tests and treatments, as well as safeguard essential services and prevent disruptions of treatment.
Many thanks, Natalie Njoma. On to religion, the Bishop of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, accompanied by priests, religious and faithful all through the 9 deaneries, gathered as one body to observe the annual diocesan Lenten pilgrimage, which took place in Bojongo, southwest region of Cameroon. According to Honorin Cheng, this spiritual journey is a means to renew their faith and intensify their prayer life. Follow us.
Catholic Christians from all nooks and crannies from the Diocese of Boya have gathered at Our Lady Queen of Angels Parish in Bojongo for their annual diocesan Lenten pilgrimage. This move, led by His Lordship Michael Bibi, the Bishop of Boya, is driven by a deep desire to renew their faith and intensify their prayer life as their journey spiritually with Christ in both His passion and death. As norm will have it, the pilgrimage begins with the Stations of the Cross, guiding the faithful through the path of Christ's suffering, walking the way of the cross, seeking renewal and His coming home to God. Far from being a journey of faith, penitence and the communal prayer, the solemn moment is a time for reflection, repentance, and the sincere longing to draw closer to God Almighty. The spiritual exercise was observed around the focal point, I have wandered far from God, now I am coming home. Priests, religious, and lay faithful from all 9 deaneries gathered as one body.
Let's revisit the story where Muslim faithful in the Fakko division of the Southwest region recently gathered at the Boya Central Mosque to share a common meal offered them by the Royal Akdo of Fakko Ahiro Isa. The dinner, as Honorin Cheng indexes, is a yearly ritual that seeks to promote love, unity, and solidarity amongst others. Take a listen.
Ahiro Isa, the Royal Aldo for Fakko Division, recently organized a come-together amongst Muslim faithful in Boya that saw both leaders and the layman to share a common meal in solidarity. The ritual, which always follows after the break of the 30 days fasting period for Muslims, is a show of unity, love, and oneness, as the Aldo emphasizes.
jibo e fal meden alhamdulillah wato dum waddanta en naval be kawral hoore del bo de kawral gangal noddude ngal wala leñu kala leñi pat no embitama en kawla be leñi fu en sewdo en jodo jomde jamde leddi meden en tora bo jonde jamde leddi kawru meden on wadi hanjum wadi unity be kanjum wadi kawru meden. His Royal Highness the Ardo of Fako, in the name of Ardo Tahiru Isa, he said he has gathered people here for this special Barakada Salah because of the unity, love among the people of Fako. We have fasted for 30 days, we have worshipped. He has thanked Allah specially for that, and he has gathered people here to share a common meal.
During the dinner, Ahiru Isa, the royal Aldo of Fako, cautioned the youthful population to be mindful of their behavior and be of upbeat character.
Eten jahay amma to en kawri ko nde fu wato nde kawruɗen fu en jela dede wato hunde nde yahanayi en dara no en boɗɗini tande do en jihita yeso do on arande ɗiɗi bo en ji en godi derke meɗen wato ɓe dareten no gaɗeten boɗɗinen joɗuɗe be maɓɓe jam wato ɓe kuuda ɓe ɓiɓɓe leddi kala leñol fu en kuuda jam ɓe muɓɓe kanjum on ɗo on ko torotoɗen ɗo o message mi yerɓanta kala komoye fu de leddi Fako de leddi Sarwe in general.
His Royal Highness says the message he is sending home, he has two key points to send to the entire community. First and foremost, he said he wants to talk to the youths in general, that their behavior in the societies matters a lot, and that they should be their brothers keepers, and they should equally be a role model.
In the presence of the Imam of Boya, Al-Haji Mohammed Abubakar, and the host of religious dignitaries, the royal Aldo likewise emphasized the need for living together in a nation like Cameroon.
And he has equally talked about unity, that we should live, we should be one another's brother's keeper. That is, the government is talking about living together, that the Mbororo community should live together with all the other communities here in Fako division and the southwest region in general, and Cameroon as a whole, that we should all live as one. And he prays that Cameroon should be one and an indivisible nation.
Despite his numerous expectations, the Aldo for Fako, Ahiru Isa, is poised that unity and love will always be a catalyst for the promotion of culture. To him, we need to strive to become one another's keeper.
Honoring Cheng ending that report. Young persons in the town of Mile 16 Bolifamba here in Boya have been called upon to shun any form of social ills, especially the acts of drug abuse, which is the #1 cause of juvenile delinquency. The call was made by some community leaders of Mile 16 who received certificates of recognition recently for their enormous strides in fighting against social ills plaguing their community. Natalie Choma has the details.
So, by tradition, the people who know where they don't go before. For all which you have been by 16.
It was at the explanation of the Bolifamba Chief's Palace that the over 20 deserving individuals were handed over certificates of recognition for their impactful initiatives and actions to curb social ills in the locality. His Royal Highness Kombe Simon, Chief of My 16 Bolifamba, took turns to hand over the certificates to his notables for their joint effort in maintaining peace and promoting social cohesion in the town. Solomon Takwi is one of the notables who was recognized for his outstanding efforts in combating drug abuse and promoting community development in My 16 Bolifamba, as well as for his tireless work in making the community a better place.
Elated, is very happy today for being recognized after many years of hard work. And I think that if the palace of my city can recognize a personality like me for my hard work, it's a push to continue. I think that with this recognition, it's giving us another force for development, another force for the future. We see that my city become a very stable community, a very peaceful community, as the chief said, and we are trying to do everything to make sure, especially the youth of my city, to come together and see development as a factor wherever they are.
According to Chief Kombe, Solomon's recognition comes on the heels of numerous outreach, sustainable projects, and donations he has contributed to My 16 Bolifamba community, such as scholarships to internally displaced persons and less privileged, donation of portable drinking water to schools in My 16, as well as a playground to the My 16 youths. Solomon's efforts are part of a broader movement to address drug abuse in not just Boya, but throughout the national territory. Meantime, the youths of My 16 Bolifamba and Fako have been called upon to shun all forms of drug abuse and social ills plaguing their communities so as to make them better and great.
Let's now take you out of Cameroon, where residents of Lagos are struggling to cope as rising petrol pump prices drive up transportation costs and the overall cost of living, forcing many households and businesses to adjust to the growing economic pressure. Plus, at least 81 people have been killed and thousands others displaced after devastating flash floods swept across parts of Kenya, destroying homes, infrastructure, and leaving communities in urgent need of humanitarian assistance. Details of the stories and more with our foreign desk correspondent, Nanga Sonia.
Nigerians in Lagos are grappling with rising pump prices as the ongoing conflict in the Middle East continues to disrupt global oil supply and push up living costs. At gas stations across the city, petrol was priced at above 1,000 naira per litre on Monday after the latest increase last Friday. The spike follows a surge in global oil prices, with shipments disrupted through key routes, including the Strait of Hormuz, a vital channel for global energy supply. Global gasoline and diesel markets have tightened, with supply concerns driving up prices and reshaping trade flows, according to industry data. Nigeria, despite being an oil producer, relies heavily on imported refined fuel, leaving it exposed to international price shocks. For many Lagos residents already facing high living costs, the conflict's impact is now being felt at the fuel pump and in daily expenses. Now, spending has really gone up, and income for salary has not really gone up, and it has been very terrible for everybody. Still in Nigeria, interest is rising across Nigeria in a new long-acting HIV prevention injection, even before its full nationwide rollout. Health workers and community organizations say people are actively seeking access to Lenacapavir B, a twice yearly injectable drug designed to prevent HIV infection. The treatment, developed by Gilead Sciences and endorsed by the World Health Organization in 2025, offers an alternative to daily preventive pills. Nigeria's government has begun introducing the drug in selected pilot states, with an official launch expected this week. Authorities say more than 11,000 doses have already been delivered out of a planned 52,000. The rollout would initially cover several states, including Lagos, Kano, and Benue, as well as the federal capital, Abuja. The injection will be administered free of charge at designated public health facilities, not through private pharmacies. Civil society groups and frontline health workers report strong demand, particularly among risk of HIV exposure, including couples where one partner is HIV positive. However, some organizations say there is widespread misunderstanding about the drug. Many people believe it can cure HIV when in fact it is only designed to prevent infection in those who are HIV negative. Nigeria has one of the largest HIV burdens globally, with around 2 million people living with the virus, according to recent estimates. Medical professionals have welcomed the innovation but stressed the need for careful rollout. Pharmacists and regulators say the drug must undergo strict safety and quality checks before broader distribution. Authorities have also issued guidance on its use, noting that it is currently approved only for non-pregnant individuals. Despite these concerns, public health advocates say early adoption could help reduce new infections, especially among high-risk groups, if awareness improves and access expands nationwide. Torrential rains and flash floods have killed at least 81 people across Kenya this month, authorities added as heavy downpours continue. In Kisumu County, entire villages have been submerged with about 1,200 hectares of farmland destroyed and crops swept away. The worst hit area is Nyakak, where more than 3,000 families have been displaced after the Sondu Miriu River overflowed. Flood victims say they have nowhere to go. In Nairobi, the death toll stands at 37, with floods damaging homes and infrastructure. Authorities reported deaths in Kiambu and landslides in Kasaka. Officials have urged extreme caution as more rain is forecast. Science warned that climate change is intensifying extreme weather, with East Africa increasing severe floods and drought.
And on to sports, World Football Governing Body FIFA has placed Senegal under close monitoring following chaotic scenes in the Africa Cup of Nations final, where the team walked off the pitch in protest of refereeing decisions, drawing strong condemnation from FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Details with Kusona Claudia.
Expressed my extreme disappointment with the incidences that took place at the final match, and the important thing of what happened on that final match is it undermines the good work that CAF has done over many years.
Our President Gianni Infantino has sharply criticized the conduct of Senegalese national team after their dramatic exit from the field of play during the AFCON final, citing what he described as utterly unacceptable behavior. Infantino emphasized that the scenes witnessed during the high-stakes encounter undermined the fundamental values of football, stressing that violence cannot be tolerated and that all refereeing decisions must be respected both on and off the pitch. He further warned that actions such as abandoning a match threaten the integrity and spirit of the game. The controversy follows a ruling by the Confederation of African Football Appeals Committee, which officially confirmed Morocco as winners of the tournament. The decision has reportedly intensified tension, with FIFA now closely scrutinizing developments surrounding Senegal's response. According to reports, FIFA is particularly concerned about any potential attempts by Senegal to challenge or symbolically overturn CAF's decision, including the possibility of staging unofficial trophy celebrations during international fixtures. Such actions, if carried out, would be deemed a direct violation of established football regulations. FIFA has made it clear that matches played within its international calendar fall strictly under its jurisdiction, after participating nations are required to fully comply with its rules and respect decisions by recognizing governing bodies. Any breach could trigger severe disciplinary measures, including possible suspension from international competitions. The global body is expected to issue a formal communication reinforcing its position, underlining
its commitment to preserving the integrity of the game and ensuring that football remains governed by respect, discipline, and adherence to the established rules.
The Supreme Court of Cameroon has quashed the appeal court decision in the case of Ambazonian leaders Sissoko Julius Ayuk and 9 others known as the Naira 10. Out of Cameroon, we told you that residents of Lagos are struggling to cope as rising petrol pump prices drive up transportation costs and the overall cost of living, forcing many households and businesses to adjust to the growing economic pressure. And in sports, we told you that World Football Governing Body FIFA has placed Senegal under close monitoring following chaotic scenes in the Africa Cup of Nations final. The news today has been a production of Nguni Sonita with technical assistance from David Titango and general supervision from Alaji Bubasali and presented by me, Frida Leina. Thanks so much for listening and for watching. Stay tuned to more interesting programs on Royal Television. From us to you is bye-bye and catch you tomorrow.